All right, let's be real for a second. Understanding men can feel like trying to solve a puzzle with half the pieces missing. 1 minute, he's making you laugh, giving you all his attention and looking at you like you're the only woman in the world. The next, he's playing it cool, acting like he's just being friendly, and suddenly you're left wondering, wait, was that flirting or am I just imagining things? I mean, come on, how hard is it for a guy to just say, hey, I like you? But nope, men aren't always that straightforward. They don't come out and announce their feelings with a giant neon sign. Instead, they drop subtle little hints, thinking they're being all mysterious and smooth when in reality they're just making things more complicated. But here's the good news. Men might try to play it cool, but their bodies and actions will always tell the truth. Even when they're trying to hide their attraction, their subconscious gives them away. And if you know what to look for, you can spot the signs before he even realizes what he's doing. So if you've ever found yourself wondering, is he actually into me or is he just being nice? You're in the right place. Because today, I'm breaking down 7 flirty behaviors that men can hide when they're into you. Trust me, if he's doing more than one of these, he's already caught feelings. Now, let's dive in. All right, let's talk about touch. One of the biggest giveaways that a guy is into you, even if he's trying to play it cool. You see, when a man is attracted to you, he's not going to be able to resist finding excuses to be physically close. But here's the thing. He's not going to grab you and declare, I just really like being near you. No, instead, he'll do it in subtle, almost accidental ways that seem casual, but trust me, they're not. Think about it. Have you ever noticed a guy lightly touching your arm when he's laughing at your joke? Or maybe he accidentally brushes his hand against yours when passing you something. Oh, and let's not forget the classic, oh wow, your hands are so small compared to mine move, which, let's be honest, is just an excuse to hold your hand for a few seconds longer than necessary. Men aren't always great at expressing emotions with words, so touch is one of the ways they show their attraction. And the more comfortable he gets around you, the more frequent and intentional these little touches become. It could be a playful nudge when he teases you, a guiding hand on your lower back when you walk into a room together, or even just resting his arm on the back of your chair when you're sitting next to each other. He's creating that physical connection, even in small, subtle ways. Now, here's where it gets interesting. You can test this out. The next time you're around a guy you suspect might like you, pay attention to how often he initiates physical contact. If you notice these little touches happening repeatedly, it's not just a coincidence. He's drawn to you, and his body is showing it, even if his words aren't. And let's be real, guys don't do this with just anyone. You're not going to see him casually touching everyone in the room. If he's consistently finding little excuses to make contact with you, that's a strong signal he's into you. But here's the best part. You can actually amplify this attraction by mirroring his touches. If he playfully bumps into you, playfully nudge him back. If he lightly touches your arm, give him a quick casual touch in return. This sends a subconscious message that you're comfortable with him, which makes him even more drawn to you. At the end of the day, touch is powerful, and when a man is interested in you, he won't be able to resist finding ways to feel that physical connection, even if it's just the smallest touch on your hand, shoulder, or back. So pay attention, because his touch will always tell you the truth. His pupils dilate when he looks at you. When a guy is into you, his body will give away signs that he might not even be aware of. One of the biggest giveaways? His eyes, specifically his pupils. Now, this isn't just some random theory. This is backed by science. When someone is attracted to another person, their pupils naturally dilate. It's a biological response that happens when we're stimulated, excited, or completely drawn into something, or in this case, someone. So how do you spot this? Next time you're talking to him, take a moment to subtly glance at his eyes. Are his pupils noticeably larger? Does he seem locked in, almost like he's hanging on to every word you say? If yes, his attraction to you is literally written all over his face. The best part? He has zero control over it. This is something his body does involuntarily. It's his biology betraying him in the best way possible. Now, of course, lighting plays a role in pupil size. If you're in a dimly lit place, his pupils will naturally be bigger to adjust to the light. But if you're somewhere well lit and you still notice his pupils looking larger than usual whenever he's around you, that's a big clue. It means he's fully engaged, completely interested and possibly even mesmerized by you. Beyond just pupil dilation, there's another eye sign to watch for. If he's into you, his eye contact will be intense. Not in a creepy way, but in a way that makes you feel like you're the only person in the room. He'll hold your gaze just a little longer than necessary. He'll make you feel seen, like he's genuinely absorbing everything you're saying. And if he pairs that with frequent glances at your lips, that's an even stronger sign that he's drawn to you on a deeper, more intimate level. Another thing to note is how often he looks at you when he thinks you're not watching. If he's frequently glancing your way, checking you out from across the room, or watching your reactions when you're speaking, it's because he's interested in you and can't help but be visually drawn to you. His isn't something guys do when they're just being polite. If his pupils are dilating, if his eye contact is strong, and if he's frequently stealing glances at you, there's a good chance he's feeling something for you. Even if he hasn't said it out loud, his body is already telling you everything you need to know. He mirrors your movements. When a guy is truly into you, he'll start mirroring your movements without even realizing it. This is called subconscious mirroring, and it's one of the strongest nonverbal signs of attraction. It's something we all do naturally. When we feel connected to someone, we start to reflect their gestures, tone, pace, and even posture. But here's the kicker. He won't even know he's doing it. Picture this. You're sitting across from him at dinner and you take a sip of your drink. A few seconds later, he does the same. You cross your legs, and a moment later, he adjusts his position to match. You lean in slightly, and suddenly, so does he. It's like a synchronized dance happening without either of you planning it. Why does this happen? Well, psychology tells us that when we feel close to someone or want to build a connection, our brains instinctively try to match their rhythm. This is something deeply wired into human interaction. It's how we bond, how we build trust, and how we create a sense of we just click with someone. It's also why couples who have been together for years often start to act, talk, and even move alike. So how can you tell if a guy is mirroring you out of attraction? Pay attention to the little things. If you touch your hair and notice he does the same a few moments later, that's a clue. If you tilt your head slightly while listening and he unconsciously does the same, that's another sign. And if you slow down your speech and he starts matching your pace, bingo, it's totally locked into you. One of the strongest signs of mirroring is when it happens in micro expressions. Those tiny facial reactions we make in conversation. If you raise your eyebrows slightly while speaking and he does too, it means he's engaged. If you smile and he instinctively mirrors that smile without thinking, that's an emotional connection happening in real time. It's like his body is saying, I'm on the same wavelength as you. Now here's something really fun. You can test this out. The next time you're with him, try subtly changing something about your posture or movements. Rest your elbow on the table. Shift your weight to one side. Pick up your drink. Then observe. Does he follow suit? If he does, congratulations. His attraction to you is so strong that his body is literally syncing up with yours. The best part, this kind of mirroring isn't just about attraction, it's about emotional connection. When a guy mirrors you, it means he's fully present, engaged, and feeling a natural pull towards you. It's a powerful sign that he's not just interested, and the more you notice it happening, the more you can be sure that he's completely drawn to you, even if he hasn't said it out loud yet. He can't stop teasing you. When a guy is really into you, he just can't help but tease you. It's almost like second nature. He'll find little ways to playfully challenge you, joke with you, and push your buttons in a way that makes you laugh. But here's the interesting part. It's not just about being funny or lighthearted. Teasing is actually a deeply ingrained flirting technique that signals attraction, confidence, and emotional engagement. Think about it. When we're comfortable with someone, we naturally start to poke fun at them in a playful way. It's how we create intimacy without coming on too strong. A guy who teases you isn't just trying to make you laugh. He's testing the connection between you. He wants to see how you react, how quick-witted you are, and most importantly, if you're enjoying the dynamic as much as he is. Now, there's a big difference between flirty teasing and mean-spirited teasing. A guy who's into you will never make fun of you in a way that actually hurts your feelings or puts you down. Instead, he'll playfully exaggerate something about you. Maybe he'll tease you about how serious you get when you talk about your favorite show, or he'll joke about how you always order the same coffee every time you go out. These little jabs aren't meant to insult. They're meant to create a shared inside joke kind of bond that only the two of you understand. And here's something else. When a guy is teasing you, he's actually doing something very strategic without even realizing it. He's creating an emotional roller coaster. Studies have shown that when someone makes us feel a mix of emotions, like the playful frustration of being teased, followed by the rush of laughter and connection, we actually become more emotionally attached to them. It's why those little flirty back and forth moments can feel so exhilarating. Now let's talk about how you can tell if his teasing is more than just friendly banter. First, watch his body language. If he's teasing you but his eyes are locked on yours, he's fully engaged. If he leans in closer when he delivers a joke, it's a sign he's trying to close the gap between you. And if he follows up his teasing with a smile or a laugh that invites you to play along, that's a strong indicator that this is more than just casual joking. It's flirting, plain and simple. Another telltale sign, if he teases you in a way that invites physical interaction. Maybe he playfully nudges your arm when he makes a joke. Maybe he accidentally brushes against you while laughing. This is a classic move guys use when they're trying to establish a more personal, intimate connection without being too obvious about it. The best way to respond to this kind of teasing? Play back. If he jokes about how you're so bad at texting back, fire back with something like, well, I like to keep you on your toes. If he teases you about how you always get lost in conversations, you can say, yeah, but at least I'm interesting enough to listen to. Matching his playful energy keeps the flirtation alive and shows that you're just as quick and confident as he is. And here's the real secret. Guys don't tease women they're not interested in. If a guy is going out of his way to poke fun at you in a way that makes you smile, it's because he's thinking about you, focusing on you, and trying to get a reaction from you. It's his way of keeping the conversation exciting, keeping you engaged, and letting you know, without saying it directly, that he's into you. So the next time a guy starts teasing you, don't just brush it off as playful banter. Pay attention to the way he does it, because more often than not, behind that smirk, behind that joke, and behind that teasing remark is a guy who's totally hooked on you. He talks about future plans with you. When a man is truly into you, he won't just live in the moment, he'll start talking about the future in ways that subtly include you. And no, I don't mean him proposing a 5-year plan on the second date. I mean the little things, the moments where he casually weaves you into his future without even realizing it. Maybe he says something like, you know, you'd love this hiking trail I went to last summer, we should go sometime. Or he mentions a music festival happening a few months from now and says, that would be fun to go to together. These aren't just passing comments. They're a guy's way of mentally placing you in his life beyond the present moment. Men don't talk about the future with women they see as temporary. If a guy is just having fun and doesn't see things going anywhere, he'll keep conversations focused on the here and now, what's happening this weekend, what bar you should go to, maybe what plans he has for next week. But when a guy starts including you in his future, even in small ways, that's a sign he's already imagining you as part of his life in the long run. And here's the kicker, guys don't even always realize they're doing this. A man's brain is naturally wired to compartmentalize. If he doesn't see a future with someone, he won't waste mental energy picturing one. But when he genuinely likes you, you start slipping into those thoughts automatically. He'll catch himself picturing how you'd react to a funny situation he experienced, or thinking about what it would be like to take you to one of his favorite places. Now, there's a difference between a guy throwing out vague, low-effort future talk and a guy actually making plans that involve you. The first type might say, we should totally do that sometime, but never follow up. That's just casual filler talk. It doesn't mean much unless he actually puts action behind it. The real sign that a man is into you is when he follows through. If he brings up a concert and a week later says, hey, I got tickets for us, or if he remembers something you mentioned wanting to try and suggests doing it, that's when you know he's not just talking, he's investing in you. And let's talk about the emotional side of this. When a guy starts imagining a future with you, it's because you make him feel safe enough to do so. He trusts that spending more time with you, building something with you, won't lead to regret. That's a huge deal. Men don't make emotional investments lightly, and when they do, it's a strong sign that their feelings are deepening in ways they might not even fully admit to themselves yet. But what if a guy seems interested but never brings up the future? Well, that could mean a few things. Maybe he's cautious because he's been hurt before, or maybe he's just not at a place in his life where he's thinking long term. But if weeks or months go by and he never once includes you in his future plans, even in small ways, it's worth asking yourself if he sees this as something real or if he's just enjoying the moment without much thought about where it's going. One of the best ways to gauge his intentions is to see how he reacts when you bring up the future. You don't have to ask about marriage or moving in together, just something simple like, "That sounds fun, we should do that." If he lights up, keeps the conversation going, or even starts planning something right then and there, that's a great sign. But if he dodges the subject or keeps things vague, that tells you a lot too. The truth is, men aren't always the best at expressing emotions directly, but the way they talk about the future says everything. When a man is truly into you, he won't just focus on the moment. He'll naturally start making space for you in his world, whether he realizes it or not. And that's one of the clearest signs that he's not just attracted to you, he's serious about you. He gets protective without even realizing it. When a man is deeply into you, his protective instincts will naturally kick in, even if he doesn't fully realize it himself. This isn't about being possessive or controlling. It's about a deep-rooted biological instinct that makes him want to keep you safe and make sure you're okay. And the funny thing is, he won't even consciously think about it. It just happens. It starts in small, seemingly insignificant ways. Maybe you're walking down the street together, and without even thinking, he moves to the side closest to traffic. Or when you're in a crowded place, he subtly places his hand on your back to guide you through safely. He doesn't have to say anything. His actions do the talking. His body moves on instinct, putting himself between you and anything that could be a potential risk. And this protectiveness isn't just physical, it's emotional too. If he sees you're upset, he'll want to know why. If you mention that someone at work is giving you a hard time, he'll instinctively want to fix the problem or offer support. Even if he's not the best with words, his concern will be obvious in the way he listens, the way his expression changes, the way he subtly adjusts his energy to match what you need in that moment. Men aren't always great at expressing emotions verbally, but their protective nature is one of the biggest clues to how they feel. A man who doesn't really care about you, he won't go out of his way to make sure you're okay. He won't check in to see if you made it home safely. He won't notice when you're feeling off, and he won't instinctively step in when something feels wrong. But a man who's emotionally invested, his body and his actions will give him away. It's also in the way he reacts when you're around other people. If another guy is making you uncomfortable, he'll notice before you even say a word. He may not get aggressive or make a big scene, but you'll see the shift in his posture, the way he subtly moves closer to you, or the way he watches the situation carefully, making sure you're okay. And if he feels like someone is disrespecting you, whether it's a stranger, a coworker, or even a friend, he won't be able to stay quiet about it. He'll step in, even in subtle ways, to make sure you feel supported and valued. This protectiveness also shows up in his attentiveness to your well-being. If you're not feeling well, he'll be the one to check on you. He'll remember little details, like how you take your tea when you're sick, or what helps you relax after a stressful day. He might not even say, "I care about you" outright, but his actions will make it clear. And the best part, he's not doing it because he feels obligated. He's doing it because he genuinely wants to. One of the strongest signs of this instinct is when he remembers things you've said in the past, especially when it comes to what makes you feel safe or comfortable. If you once mentioned that you feel uneasy walking home alone at night, don't be surprised if he starts checking in on you after late night outings. If he knows you get nervous before big presentations, he might send you a simple text wishing you luck. These small gestures aren't random. They're his way of looking out for you, even when he's not physically there. And let's be real, this kind of protectiveness is incredibly attractive, not because it makes him seem macho or dominant, but because it shows emotional depth.